everyone, welcome to our video. Today we will be discussing the factors involved in housing design and function. Housing is something that everyone needs in daily life. However, housing is not only about having a roof over our heads. The design and function of a house can influence our comfort, health, safety, and even our relationships with other people. When housing areas are planned and development, there are many things that need to be considered. Some factors are related to the house itself, while others are connected to the society, culture, and economy. In this video, we will explore 4 important factors involved in housing design and function. Let's start by looking at the physical factors.
When people think about housing, the first thing they usually notice is the house itself. This is why physical factors become important. Physical factors are related to the actual design and the structure of a house. They influence how people use the space and how comfortable their daily lives can be. One important aspect is the amount of space available. A family with several children may need more bedrooms and larger common areas, while a single person may prefer a smaller and simpler living space. In a big house, people can do their daily activities more comfortably. Ventilation is another factor that should not be ignored. In countries such as Malaysia, the weather is often hot and humid. Good airflow helps keep indoor space cooler and more comfortable. Poor ventilation makes rooms stuffy and unpleasant, especially in warm weather. Lighting also affects the living environment. Natural sunlight can make a house feel brighter and more welcoming. It can reduce daytime artificial lighting to help save electricity. A brighter environment may also have a positive effect on people's mood. Besides that, accessibility is becoming increasingly important in modern housing design. Housing should be suitable for both healthy adults, children, the elder, and the disabled. Features such as ramps, elevators, and wider walkways can make daily life easier for many residents. The location of housing is another physical factor. Living close to schools, hospitals, supermarkets, and public transportation can make daily life much more convenient. All of these physical elements work together to influence how comfortable and practical the housing environment is for residents.
The second factor is social factors. Although housing involves buildings and physical structures, people do not live alone. Housing is also connected to families, neighbors, and the wider community. A well-designed housing area can encourage interaction among residents. Shared space such as parks, playgrounds, sports facilities, and community halls provide opportunities for people to meet and communicate with one another. These places often become important gathering points within a neighborhood. Social connections are important because they help create a sense of belonging. When residents know their neighbors and feel connected to their community, they are often more willing to participate in local activities and support one another during difficult situations. Housing design can also influence safety and well-being. In communities where people know each other, residents are more likely to notice problems, help vulnerable individuals, and look after the neighborhoods together. This can contribute to a safer and friendlier living environment. Another social consideration is inclusiveness. Housing should meet the needs of different groups of people. Children need safe spaces to play. Older adults may require easier access to facilities, and people with disabilities need environments that allow them to move around comfortably and independently. Today, many housing developments focus not only on providing homes but also on creating stronger communities. This shows that housing is not only simply about where people live. It's also about how people connect and interact with one another.
Economic factors. One of the biggest concerns for many families today is the cost of housing. Before choosing a place to live, people usually need to consider whether the housing option fits their financial situation. Housing affordability plays an important role in housing design and development. If housing prices become too high, many people may struggle to purchase or rent a suitable home. Because of this, governments and developers often need to consider affordability when planning residential areas. The cost of housing does not end after purchasing a property. Residents also need to pay for electricity, water, maintenance, repairs, and other daily expenses. Therefore, housing should be designed in a way that helps reduce long-term costs whenever possible. In recent years, energy-efficient housing has become more popular. Features such as solar panels, energy-saving lighting, and environmentally friendly building materials may require higher initial investment, but they can help residents save money over time. Economic factors can also affect the overall development of a community. When people have access to affordable and stable housing, they are more likely to enjoy better living conditions and greater financial security. For this reason, economic considerations remains one of the most important factors in housing design and function.
The fourth factor is cultural factors. Malaysia is a multicultural country, and this diversity can influence housing design in many different ways. People from different cultural backgrounds may have different lifestyles, traditions, benefits, and daily habits. Because of this, housing needs are not always the same for everyone. One area where culture can influence housing is family structure. Some families prefer living with several generations under one roof, while others prefer smaller households. These different living arrangements can affect the size of a house and the number of rooms that are needed. Religion can also influence housing preferences. Some families may want a quiet area for prayer or religious activities. Others may prefer living close to places of worship because it is more convenient for their daily lives. These preferences can affect both housing design and housing location. Daily lifestyle is another cultural consideration. Some families spend a lot of time together at home and may prefer large living rooms and dining areas. Other families may place more importance on privacy and personal space. Because lifestyle vary, housing design should be flexible enough to meet different needs. Cultural diversity can also be seen in the design of neighborhoods. Community space can be planted to support cultural celebrations, social gatherings, and activities that bring residents together. This helps people maintain their cultural identity while also encouraging interaction with others. When cultural needs are respected, residents are more likely to feel comfortable and accepted in their living environment. This can contribute to a stronger sense of belonging and a more humorous community.
After discussing the 4 factors, we can now look at how they are connected to sustainability, safety, and community values. These 4 factors do not work separately. In reality, they influence one another and contribute to the overall success of a housing development. First, physical factors are closely related to sustainability. Good ventilation, natural lighting, and energy efficient design can reduce electricity consumption and help protect the environment. Sustainable housing is not only beneficial for the environment but also can reduce long-term living costs for residents. Social factors are connected to both safety and community values. When housing developments encourage interaction among residents, people are more likely to build trust and support one another. Strong neighborhood relationships can create a safer environment and encourage a greater sense of responsibility within the community. Economic factors are also important. Affordable housing allows more people to access stable living conditions. When families experience less financial pressure, they are often able to focus more on education, health, and community participation. This can improve both individual well-being and overall community development. Cultural factors contribute to community values by encouraging respect, inclusion, and understanding among different groups of people in a diverse society such as Malaysia. Recognizing cultural differences can help create a more harmonious living environment and strengthen social unity. When all 4 factors are considered together, healthy developments become more sustainable, safer, and better suited to the needs of the residents. It is also about creating communities where people can live comfortably, responsibly, and respectfully. In conclusion, housing design and function are influenced by physical, social, economic, and cultural factors. Each of these factors plays an important role in shaping the living environment and the experiences of residents. They are also closely connected to sustainability, safety, and community values. By considering all of these aspects together, healthy developments can provide better living conditions and support stronger communities in the future. Thank you for watching our video.